Welcome back to the Headspace Podcast, Part 2 of Episode 139, reviewing Joell Ortiz's new mixtape project, Monday. I am Chris Chrome. I am doing this one alone for you. For those who are coming here as a brand new click, usually HSR, Holden Stefan Roy is here, but he decided that Tool was more important to be listening to, enjoying, and reviewing. Apparently it's a very, very long album, and that's what he's doing. Now, again, I'm reviewing, today's episode is a review on Joell Ortiz's new mixtape project, called Monday. And I've done a lot of the intro in the first part. This is just the second part. I've kind of been doing this for about an hour and a half now. So just to contextualize a little bit about what we do here, I'm going to go track by track and explain kind of how I feel, where I kind of interpret it and what I kind of take away from the tracks themselves, and just kind of give them my opinion and what I think about it. Give it a rating on 5, 1 to 5. Well, it's a rating out of 5. And thank you to the Patreons: Ismail Gadamsi, Linda Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, Chris Prado, and Jonathan Barnes, and Coney Sparks. Thank you so much for everything you guys do and supporting us on Patreon. Talk about that a little bit more at the end of the episode. But yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of context on where I come from, I've never actually followed Joell Ortiz. I know he's associated with Slaughterhouse, and he's been around Eminem, Joe Budden, Royce the 5'9", and all these guys. But I've never actually really sat down. So for you guys who have followed him forever, just take in consideration, you guys probably know way more about him, about his story, about his life than I do. So please feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong or say anything dumb or anything that is not appropriate towards the lifestyles or image of Mr. Joell Ortiz. But in that case, this is episode 139, Joell Ortiz's new mixtape project, Monday, Part 2, which is tracks 7 to 12. So starting with that, track 7 is Learn You from Joell Ortiz featuring Big K.R.I.T.
Dream, I was on my grind, working on my craft.
So getting back into it, I really like where we're being taken on this song. The softer tone, the feel to it. Like I said it on the first part of the episode that I feel like we kind of took a turn in the mixtape. We kind of took a turn in the project. We're kind of getting a little bit more personal, a little bit more of these real stories from Joell. And honestly, I'm really liking it. I'm really, really feeling it. Big K.R.I.T. on this really sounds nice. Really fits the kind of disconnected, not disconnected, but this kind of soft feel, this emotional feel to it. Really does a good chorus. The intro kind of really breaks down the mood of this raw feel that brings you into this softer place. I know that I missed out on you. I'm sorry. I'm never there. I tried to get everything you wanted. I hope you know I really cared. To learn you now, to learn you now, to learn you now. Let me learn you now. Setting up this idea that a lot of work does separate you from a lot of things. Family, friends, and that's kind of where they're taking you on this right now. That's kind of where they're bringing you, is to kind of think it's okay to, I guess, catch up later on. It's okay to be open-minded and kind of understand that certain things need to be done, and then you need to take time to really kind of, I guess, relearn somebody or be there for that person now. From what we find out in this song, Joell Ortiz has 2 kids, 2 boys. And, he kind of breaks down and expresses how he wasn't really around that much because he was really working on the music and touring and going this, that meeting and, really trying to give them that proper life, but to do that, he wasn't really able to be around. Starts off with in verse 1, had to chase this dream. I was on my grind, working on my craft, took up all my time. I gotta beware, I'm near at the drop of a dime. But through all my travels, y'all stayed on my mind. My 2 little boys, 2 pieces of me. I like that. Kind of makes me think about my father and my family. I have a little brother, so it's me and my brother with my dad, and how my dad may have felt always on these business trips, and kind of what he was doing and kind of going out and making sure that we always had like money for whatever it was, and really supported us and really helped us. So I kind of feel it. I really kind of relate to this song a little bit, and I can kind of understand where Joell's coming from, like really just wanting to do good by his kids, but understanding the sacrifice that means. He follows up with trips that I may have missed with trips that I may have missed with your school, games I ain't root from your team. Feels like yesterday I would have woke up to your screams. Y'all was crying for bottles. When did y'all turn teens? That capture of right there. He's kind of capturing time, and he's really showing that like time moves really quickly, especially when you're really, really busy. And to know that, I guess, to see that like he, in a way, like the memories that he has, right? So the first memory is like they're crying, they're like probably little babies. And then the next memory is like they're teenagers. And that's a long time. And just to think of like what they may have gone through and the, I guess, a lot of like the psychological of like where their father was and stuff like that really took a toll on them. Could also take a toll on him as well, not being around and knowing that like, and feeling like maybe he's not like a good father or whatnot. Trying to grow mustaches, peach fuzz, look clean, your voices got deeper, make sure you say what you mean. Happy y'all don't say y'all hate me for all the time that I was away. What good was the toys if I never stayed there to play? Like, luckily, I guess, his kids understand the life that he lives and what he does. But you can hear in his voice, he's not happy about it. Like, he's not kind of brushing it off. He's really feeling types of ways in terms of like, man, like I really gotta be around more. I really gotta do stuff for my kids. I really gotta be there and hug them, hold them, and love them, and not just make that money. I'm asking you both for forgiveness. Can we start over today? Y'all don't have to answer that now. I just wanted to say, the fact that he asked them publicly was cool. Kind of really showing that he really wants to try, getting everybody out there, being like really, unshielded. But I also really like how he understands that it might take some time for them to really forgive him. And that's cool too. Again, I kind of took some time to forgive my father for what I feel he did and just how certain situations played out. So that was cool. He really gets honest, and in the chorus, he really just gets honest in terms of like knowing that he missed around and not was there. And there's a certain feel that Big K.R.I.T really kind of adds to the song in the chorus that really gives you this sinking feeling, like not in like a negative way, but like really kind of just feel empty a little bit. At least I did. I just felt like, I wanted to call my dad. I wanted to talk to him for a minute, see how he's doing. And that's what this song is kind of doing for me, is like it's making me really kind of see the aspect of like a father, of like what they had to do, and not really come from like a child or a kid's perspective. So that was cool. Then we go into verse 2, and he kind of follows up with the same stuff and more like that experience of just like, thank you for respecting and kind of understanding, what I've been through. I like when he goes, I would have stared at y'all pictures on the bus after shows. It was rough on the road, must have been tougher at home. Even on the west, I'm moving, but the bus driver knew. Find me to Western Union, I'd send your mother some dough. Now, I like how we had that connection with the bus driver, and the bus driver is like, yo, I understand. It's about your kids. You got to do what you got to do for your kids. So it really kind of shows like Joell was really like, in there doing it for his family. He knew what the sacrifices were. He knew that it was going to be hard, and he's owning up to them. As much as he feels he has to, he's owning up to them. I do appreciate the song. I do really think it's a really good song. I do really, really like it. I guess it's just not my mood. Like, it wasn't really just my pace or my mood per se, my vibe. So I left it with a 4.2. But with that, we move on to screens.
The game of catch and kiss would be something that these kids would have to miss. Imagine this.
So this is a really, really cool song that Joell is kind of presenting here in terms of like screens and how technology's kind of taken over and changed the way that kids kind of grow up. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, the song, in a sense. Damn screens, kids don't come upstairs with these grass stains on their jeans, not playing tag at night, no more sundown freeze, no more families, off day bike, peroxide, on knees, geez, I ain't seen a double dutch in years. I'm a little bit like, I don't know how to actually feel about this song, because I do agree that like we are changing the way that we live life. There's a lot of more technology, cell phones, iPads, TVs, and that's kind of like what we do at home. But I also do see kids playing outside. I also do see parks still being together. I don't know. I think like, I guess it just depends on where you're at, because I can also see like on my daily life, I don't really see a lot of kids maybe either. Like, I see a lot of teenagers, but even as a teenager, like, it kind of just makes sense. You're on your phone, you're probably listening to music, you're going somewhere, you're walking around. So I don't know, like the song really is cool in what he's bringing to aspect and bringing to like, lines like walk across monkey bars, rubber mat, when he kind of reminisces about what they used to do, right? Walk across monkey bars, rubber mat, so far someone crazy drove by screaming, that's my car. Threw rocks up on the roof, they couldn't catch my arm. A manhunt lasted long, we couldn't catch the Quan. Shit. Red quarter water, ask your man, have to sip pack off an hour later and a quarter bag of chips, never would I ever thought. Like, I like how he's kind of connecting what he used to do as a kid in comparison to what the kids are doing nowadays. But like, I don't know, everything's different. The entire like, just the way life is different, just the way that timing and having to make money and be busy. Like, I've like as my brother was growing up, my brother now is 21, I'm 25, but as my brother was growing up, he also had like this idea of like making money and really being that type of person, right? And I feel like a lot of his friends and a lot of people like that he kind of surrounds with or have that mentality too. So yeah, he was interested in technology and wanting all the new high-tech gear and all these screens and stuff like that. And my parents, bought him that, and they bought me it as well. But I don't think it changes his level of going outside. Like, he was still outside. He still played games. He still played soccer. He still played basketball. He still rollerbladed, skateboard. I was still doing it at some points too, or not. Like, I'm outside all the time, even with my phone. Like, I think it's really, we have to have a conversation of like, what really is looking at our screen in terms of like always just being on our phones, or is it like we've replaced we've replaced the ability to have to speak to each other while walking down the street, where we can text, or we can read our phone on the bus as if we were going to read a book. Like, it wouldn't really change anything. I don't know. But the song itself is really a cool way for Joell to, sorry for that tangent, guys, but the song itself is a really cool way for Joell to express his concern in terms of where the world is going or where he kind of sees his society. You know, the chorus kind of comes in and he kind of just goes, phone screen, table screen, computer screen, 8-inch screen, 8-inch TV screen. I've never seen so many ways to look away from the world. These screens raising your sons, babies, you're babysitting your girls. So many screens, everyone say hi, you're on a screen. Like, I get the concept of the song. I get that this is what's happening. But, like, that's just the way, I'm not trying to say that I'm agreeing to the way everybody's moving. I'm not trying to be like a sheep, right? But it's just the way that everything's moving towards. Like, we're discovering new technological advances. We're discovering all these things. So are we supposed to just stop? Like, are we supposed to not? Like, whenever I hear these type of topics or I hear these type of songs, I just kind of think to myself, like, are we supposed to not try these things, not look forward to these things? Like, I've had conversations with my friends where they're like, you know, take dating apps, for example. It's like people always argue, oh, this is not the right way to meet somebody, you know, bad things could happen, such and such and such. And it's like, yeah, but the same things could technically happen if I go meet a random stranger at a bar or at a club. Like, I don't know. I think it's just the way that that we're kind of moving forward is a little bit just different from what we used to have, and it's just time to adapt to change. I'm not sure. I know I'm gonna get off this topic, but I do like the song. It is a good kind of like reminder that like there should be this aspect of, you know, don't always be on your phone, don't always be in front of a TV, go outside, make friends, you know, enjoy what life has to offer before a lot of it is gone or whatnot. You know, in verse 2, I like when he said, every basketball court in the summer was packed. Every winter was tackle football. Don't fumble the snap. Now every time I look, another app, man. What's up with that? It's like every single day involves a double tap. Used to beg moms, can my boys have some fun with me? Like, I get that he's addressing, you know, all these new apps and all these new things, but this is, again, adapting to having these phones, these platforms, these ways of consuming music and all these things. It's cool. It's cool. I do like it. I do think that the song itself was cool and it was presented well. But I don't know. I guess my confliction on the topic just leaves me conflicted every time I just get to this topic. I don't know how to end that. 4 on 5. Moving on to Jamaican food.
Spice it up like Jamaican food. Shorty, tell me some lies. I'll tell you a few of mine.
One thing that really, really stands out is the beat. It's just got this like da 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 going throughout the whole song. And I get that it's supposed to be like very positive and like really happy. But I don't know, man. I don't really know. Jamaican Food is a song that basically Joell Ortiz is kind of explaining, I guess, his passion for women. You know, the song itself is basically him just kind of having sex and engaging in sexual relations with this woman, but making a nice little reference to Jamaican food because it's like spiced up and, you know, kind of, it's cool. We'll just go through it. It'll make sense. So, the intro was cool, kind of like setting up this, like I'm trying to hit on you. I'm kind of like I'm a Mac Daddy. I'm trying to like play around, have a good time. I seen you in a nice dress. The woman responds with like, really, I didn't see you there last night. And the guy goes like, yeah, that's because it was in my dreams. And kind of just flirt with her a little bit. And then verse 1 comes in. And Joell kind of contextualizes. He goes, this is how it looks when doves cry. She hurt and looking in her love eyes, trying to muster up why he threw it all away to bust a nut. I wish I had a different answer than lust, but yep, guys. So I feel like he's expressing that like he cheated on somebody that really, really means something to him, but like he it's kind of who he is. Like it's kind of like what he does. He just likes to have sex and he likes to fuck around. He goes, weakness in them feminine creatures with symmetrical features. The hourglass hour with that ass. It'll keep us occupied, satisfied, gratified. Thank you. These hands that count money speak. Like, you see, he's already kind of praising like the body shape and how women look, and he's really like, I can't stop myself. Like, I really kind of get where he's coming from. You know, like they are very beautiful creatures. I will admit that. Money spank you on the shackle your ankles intercourse. They count the money spank you then shackle your ankles intercourse in a telly we never been before. Like it feels like he's living for the thrill. He's living for the adrenaline rush of what comes with like I guess sleeping with a random person or this like mysterious person. And then we get into the chorus, and it's just like, I be like, I ain't trying to be rude, but it looks like you ain't coming here, and you ain't coming in here with no dude. You know, it kind of plays off this like, I'm interested. Are you interested? Or I'm interested. Let's try to see where it kind of goes from there. You know, what we can do and kind of party it up. He goes, cause girl, you walked up in the spot and made it hot like Jamaican food. Looked around, these boys sweating like Jamaican food. That fatty patty looking like Jamaican food. Wine all night, that's grind all night. Be mine all night, we'll spice it up like Jamaican food. So he kind of did the same thing with Sip Slow in terms of the wine context. This is cool. I like how he's, again, being very creative, kind of out there. So that was cool. Verse 2, you know, like, shorty, tell me some lies, I tell you a few of mine, call me emo when I tell you that my sign symbol 69. Alright, that was kind of corny to me, kind of, okay. We'll sip wine and have a good old time. I'm not a player, I fuck a lot. Shit, I'm lying, player, I'm a fucking thought. And if that thing looking sweet, I'll give my tongue a shot on that little square lollipop. I'm a sucker for box. So clearly he likes eating pussy. That's great. I like eating pussy. I mean, that's what I do. But like, this is kind of just what the basis of the song is. There wasn't really much more to this. It was just a lot of, this is kind of what I do in my life. I kind of just, you know, sleep around and have a good time and enjoy myself. But I like how he goes, y'all look at women and fantasize about being with them. I look at women like, nah, don't fuck up her life. My regular day to her a wonderful night. So they be trying to hold on. I be putting up a fight. Once I'm done nothing, it's like we done nothing. I'm like, let's keep in touch. You got my number, right? So clearly, like, Joell Ortiz is not really looking for a committed relationship. He is just trying to have a good time, and he acknowledges that. And I like how he's really kind of just being out here like, look, guys, like, y'all want to love these women and stuff, but that's the difference between you and me, is that I have to stop myself from like making a mistake or hurting these people or really like, you know, taking them to the next level and not being able to commit to that. So it was a good song. I didn't really care for it. Kind of was like, I like other songs on this project. I do apologize if my enthusiasm was a little bit weak this episode. I'm dealing with a little bit of a head cold. My nose is a little runny. I don't know. My nose is a little nasally. I don't know if you can hear it. But overall, I did give the song a 4 on 5. It was good. He's slaying shit like he usually does, but it wasn't really the song for me. But moving on, before hip hop.
Before these music projects, I'm the projects, homie. Y'all just see the new me.
So this was pretty cool. This is like the first track on the entire project where I feel like Joell really went kind of like gangster in on it and really showed us like his savage side. He did, you know, make other statements on some other tracks on the first part of the episode. If you go check that out, I talk about them. That like kind of shows you don't really want to fuck with him. But this is one of the songs where it was really like kind of all about, you know, who he was before hip hop saved him. I do like the feel to it. I do like how he been very diverse so far on a lot of the songs and really given us a different message on everything. But this one is super cool. It's got that energy. It's got this like, don't fuck with me, I'm coming at you, like type of flow. It was really, really dope. So let's just kind of jump into it. So verse 1, he goes like, big boy toys that clap like dirty bitch box ladders attached to 36 shots interested and cocked. Inserted and cocked, you ain't gotta take my word, them shits pop. Ask around how I circulated these blocks before hip-hop. Yeah, sandwich baggies, drop it in, tie knots, invite my favorite fiend over to come try some rocks. Like, you're getting this image of him being in the gutters and really, you know, having to be on the streets, doing what you gotta do to make the money, talking to his favorite, you know, crack fiend to come try some rocks, make sure the product is good. And he's really kind of, in a smart way, really kind of showing you like, yo, I come from a place that you don't want to fuck with. And I like how he's really kind of being a bit subtle with it, you know, like Old East, St. Ides and Valentine, Ale Dutch, Masters, Phillies, and White Owl smells, L Train to Linden and Powell to roll L's, token booths, homie, no vocal booths before hip-hop, whole different dude. I'm rolling to you, I got a dub that I don't fold it to that deuce, everything good, even your nasty ass shoes. Like, you get this sense that like he really came from some grimy time, and I'm really intrigued in terms of like just how he used a lot of these like brand names like Old English, St. Ides, Valentine's, Phillies, White Owl to like use, and I like how he's kind of using them to show other people like, yo, we've been smoking that. Like a lot of people that I speak to growing up are like, oh, these are things, and I like how he's kind of just nonchalantly just kind of throwing out there like these are just things. They're not like, you know, things to made glorified. They're just, these were the brands that we had, these were the things that we had, and this is the kind of life that he comes from. And I really do appreciate that type of honesty and that realness that he's bringing to the table. So I did enjoy that. I like how he's going, now here's my moment of truth. Yeah, that was life before hip hop. I like how he's giving him that, I like how he's giving him himself that honesty of hip hop did save my life, you know, changed me. His moment of truth was spitting rhymes and doing what he had to do to get forward and successful. So that was cool. In the chorus, you think you know me, you don't really know me. Back in my hood, I'm still the one and only. Before these music projects, I'm the project's homie. Y'all just see me, the new me. Y'all don't know the old me. I like that. I like how he's a kind of addressing that, like, y'all don't really know where I come from. And a lot of people, you know, attach themselves to the iconic image that you portray as a rapper, artist, whoever, but they don't really know who you were before. And I think that that's a problem. Like, I think we need to start really getting to know these iconic figures that we trust and we love and desire, and really get to know who they are, to really see their story, really feel connected to them. Because that's kind of what I feel like a lot of people are looking at. Like, a lot of people want to be connected to a lot of these famous celebrities, but they don't really know what they've been through. They just see what they have. They don't see the behind closed doors. They don't see the arguments, the fights, the ups and downs, the roller coaster, the struggle. It's really like, we really need to be more understanding that even just because somebody is a celebrity or has a lot of things, they do come from all walks of life. You know, kind of giving more of his atmosphere in verse 2. A bunch of candles in the lobby, who got laid to rest, empty bottles near the flicks. I know the wake is next. I'm from a place where people walk around with major stress. Don't say something you'll regret before hip hop. I like that. I like how I feel like he's dividing what hip hop is today with that line and giving us the atmosphere of what hip hop used to be back in the day. So, for example, you know, you have to watch what you say back in the day, because that could actually get you killed, or, you know, worse, or I guess there's nothing worse than killed, but beat up, killed, such and such, etc. But today it's like cancel culture, don't talk about this, super offensive, super emotional, super this, super that. And even hip hop is kind of changing now. Like, you can't say certain shit in hip hop, or you can't do that, you can't do this, because everybody's just getting offended, or this one's attacking this one, or this one sneaked this and this one. So it's like, I like how he's kind of bringing that up, but he's also showing like this is the mentality that we come from. Like, as rappers, we come from this hood, we come from this area, we come from, you know, really standing our ground and not having these types of scenarios or emotions or these type of things that happen to us. So that was cool. I was crazy fresh trapping out in my Avery X blue Yankee fitted 501s above the navy checks. I had a pair of Avery X jeans. That's why I quoted that. I never had to beg pussies. I never had to beg for pussy. Bitches gave me sex. I left all the drugs at the address before hip hop. That was cool. You know, he was kind of implying he had to sell drugs to maybe make it, get through, do what he has to do. But at the same time, he was like, I used to stash him at random, maybe random, or just maybe women that he knew who was sleeping with him. But I had to stash him at the houses to make sure that everything was good and legit there, so he didn't get caught. I like when he said, too lazy for a 9 to 5. I bought a 9 and got live till it jammed. Not the fact of like buying the gun or anything, but the fact that he's too lazy for a 9 to 5, that he found an alternative. That was something cool that I kind of aspire to do. I want to find an alternative to him having to do a 9 to 5 job. No, I'm not condoning to buy a gun and go live until he gets jammed. That is not what I'm saying. Don't do that. No. It wasn't all about the verses and words. It was being first to the curb from the first to the third. It was about staying alert. You see him lurking, you swerve. To this day, I thank God I ain't got locked up before hip hop. I like that realness. I like that idea of like, it wasn't just about what you got. It's about what you can bring to the table. It's what you can bring to the block, what you can bring to the corner. And that really made you a rapper. That really made you, you know, street gangster OG. So I really enjoyed that. I really like this song. I really like how he's giving us that like spurt of, y'all need to really know who I am, and this is where I come from. So flow is really nice, really keeps it in sync. You know, really kind of gets us back to like, reminds us like, hey, you've been dealing with some like, I've been giving you some personal shit. I've been giving you some anxiety, some low feeling. You know, some of my personal, dealing with my kids, my baby mama. You know, just remind you, I'm a fucking gangster. All right? It's kind of how I feel on that. It was really cool. I did enjoy that. So 4.2 on 5. And then we move on to track 11, which is Momma, featuring Black Soul.
Is we're struggling for. We didn't have it all, but
So, obviously, by the title of the song, this is a dedication to his mom, which I like. I like a lot. It was really sweet, really nice. You know, really, I guess it fits that like idea of, because I find like a lot of rappers eventually do this. It's not a bad thing. You know, I think it's really good to praise your mom for everything she's done for you, no matter the situation, the circumstances, or what happened. So, but it kind of is just straightforward, I feel. Like, I did quote a lot of it, but it's a lot of just like, these are really good bars. Verse 1, Mama's eyes seen some things that made her proud. Now fans cheer her baby name. They say it loud. Now her baby boy on TV. She be bugging when she see me. She be crying when she call me. When I'm torn, she can't see me. Mama miss me, makes her sad, but she happy when I'm leaving. Always tell me to be with God. I keep it Jesus. Like, you can really tell that there's this connection between him and his mother. That no matter what happened, difficult nights, difficult times, they really have this connection, this bond. I like how he expresses that his mom understands that he needs to leave and make that money and go on tour and do the things for the family. So that was cool. Leaving always tell me to go with God. I keep Jesus right here with me. Mama's eyes used to tear up for a different set of reasons. We won't talk about those nights. Let's just stay focused on these evenings. So clearly, like, he's kind of alluding that there was some negative stuff that happened. You know, his mom got affected. She used to cry about it. But he's trying to change that. And I like that. I like that positive vibe of wanting to change that and make it better. Trying to give, you know, more of like this, we can fix it. You know, if you have problems with your mother, you can fix it kind of reaching out to other people who might have issues with their parents, you know, really showing you like you could really change it, you could really do it together and really get a hold on what the situation is. So that was cool. Kind of expresses like, I forgot you go and chat with Mrs. Gonzalez every Tuesday, helps you cope with all your losses and reminds you that it's a new day anyway. On your dresser left a quarter of that pure that you liked from up in Dykeman, since the last one wasn't true haze. I'm about to step into a meeting with MTV. Call me when you get back to the crib. On the fridge I left a G. So I like how he kind of shows that his mother's doing everything she can to kind of deal with her losses and cope with moving forward and, you know, life and all that stuff. But I like how he's also kind of being there behind her, like, yo, I got your back. Here's a gram. I assume it's weed. Here's like a G. I got you. You know, like, let me know if you're safe. Let me know what's going on. Still kind of really solidifying that connection they have together, that bond. That was awesome. Like, it was really cool. Like, you know, I like to believe like I have a connection like that with my mom. You know, it's really rocky at points. I do agree. But I like to believe, like, you know, call me when you get home. Let me know what's up. You know, just the basic shit. And just sometimes I'll call her out randomly and just be like, you alive? Like, everything okay? Make sure you're good. You know, just really check up on the family. And I think that's part of what this song is really saying, is like, just make sure you really check up on your family, you know, make sure everything's good. The chorus comes in kind of addressing that it took a while to reach this type of peace with himself, with his mother, you know, just with all the stuff that he may have done growing up. Really heartfelt, a little bit of a tearjerker, a little bit. You know, gave me a little couple tears. Had to hold back a lot of them. It's a good song. It really kind of just opens your eyes to, like, once you understand a lot more about life, you'll really appreciate your parents probably a lot more. You know, I'm starting to appreciate my parents a lot more for what they do, for what I'm starting to learn in life, and the things that I'm dealing with. You know, I could only imagine what they had to deal with, and I can only imagine like how they handled it and shit like that. And then having kids, you know, like, that's a different story. So I like how he's really just like emphasizing, like, you really gotta, you know, appreciate and really just try to be open-minded and understand, like, your parents really love you, like your mother really loves you, you know. Verse 2, Mama, I'm proud of you. So in case you didn't know, not the verbal type of son, please, I'm always on the go. So I like how he's really shouting out that he's proud of her. You know, maybe they don't get told that a lot. I don't know, you should always tell your mother that you're proud of her. I know I try to do it a lot as I can. I know I spent a lot of time not doing it, which could hurt her. So it was cool. I like when I do talk these beats, and so I figured I would show how much I love you through this flow, perform that on my show. Have every light up in the air until the venue starts to glow, almost as much as your smile does when I walk through the door. I've been trying not to think about the life with you, life without you, but these years is moving fast. I can't believe that you'll be 60. Please don't hit me for just screaming out your age in public, but you still look 40 something. You should love it. Like, I like that. I like how he's trying to take back his mom's age and really, like, happy for her and really, like, loving her for it, and like, you know, you should be proud for who you are and proud for the age that you are. So that was cool. I ain't doing drug deals, you ain't using drugs still, no more mice across the floor, you like how them rugs feel. You know, I like how he's put her in a good house, you know, put her in a good home, you know, really gave back. Daddy looked the other way, they looked at us with such disgust, but now things are looking up, so here's a song for the only face I saw when I was looking off the bus. That's a really, like, tearjerker line. Like, that moment, like, when your mom brings you to the bus stop and you're leaving and you're all worried and stressed out, and she's the only one who's just there and who knows that you're going to be fine. Like, that's a moment in life. I'm fucking getting teary now, holy shit. 4.5 on 5. The song is great. Like, it's a great song. Honestly, it's like not really my type of track. It's not something I'm gonna bump every like party or whatnot, I'm gonna go directly to. But it's good to like really listen and be reminded. And I say this with all of like the mom songs. It's really good to kind of go back and listen to these different artists, just appreciate their mothers for everything they've done for them, and just really go back and really love them. And it puts you in that mood. Like, you should really just appreciate your mother and really just love her for everything that she can do. It also goes for the mother of your children as well. Like, just mothers in general do so much for kids, even if it's wrong or crazy or doesn't make sense. Like mothers in general just try to do the best they can for kids, no matter how age. And that's facts. 4.5 on 5. Grammy is the last song.
Co-sign the shit y'all do for fame. A lot of y'all don't know who I'm talking about, cause you ain't from with them.
So as the final song that kind of wraps up this mixtape project, it's called Grammy, and the way that I kind of interpreted this song is really cool, because he kind of addresses that he kind of starts off letting us know that he doesn't really give a fuck about like the awards and really kind of going out there and trying to make it for the trophies and stuff. Which is cool, but I think it's also kind of like he's touching upon like just the reward system in terms of the Grammys, in terms of nominations and stuff like that, on how they work and really like who views what and how like it's really being processed, right? In verse 1, he goes like, I don't need your rewards, that's not what I look towards. I don't want a reward for any song I record. I ain't gotta look back to know that I'm moving forward. I ain't trying to compete with things that I can't afford. I'm just doing me, rhyming beautifully like the blue sea. I mean, musically, I'm like truancy. You gonna learn today, there's no school in me. My rap classmates knew not to fool with me. Like, he's already acknowledging that he's got that respect. He's already expressing, like, I didn't need anybody. I didn't need to be accepted. I know that I can rap. I know, like, my classmates, like the rap classmates, they never fucked with him. They might have been popping, but they never fucked with Joell because he would body them. And I think he knows that he could, and he never really did it for the fame. He just did it for the passion of music. And a lot of this song has a lot more of just him diving into that passion of feeling like this is why we do music. For those who wouldn't sign me, I ain't losing sleep. I put the past behind me like we drew up a sweep. Come up through. I know what to do with defeat. I turn all of those to motivational musical speech. I like how he's kind of calling out like, I will use my downfalls to motivate people to be better, motivate me, put them in my raps, put them in my speeches, be one and connect with himself and be humble with himself and be honest with himself with his experiences to help himself grow and help other people grow. That's cool. I guess what I'm doing to eat. Yep, rapping. Who cares about the snapping of the pictures and the carpets of the fake hands clapping? And that should have been me's in all the after parties, acting like you have a good time, but you guzzling down yak and trying to be accepted by people who trying to do the same. It's just trying to hit the booth with flames. See, again, like, I like how he's kind of addressing like everybody's going to these after parties and trying to be accepted by people who may not even know them, and they're wasting money on liquor and getting drunk or wasted or fucked up, and it's like kind of just chasing a dream instead of really working towards it and really being on your own and really finding yourself and working towards your dream. It's like chasing this idea of like the fast life and this luxury life and trying to live like that. So that was cool. If you ain't Billy dancing, then I don't co-sign that shit. Y'all do for fame a lot, and y'all don't know who I'm talking about because you ain't from where they'll mop you up. So clearly he's like, you ain't from my hood, you ain't from my area, you don't know who I'm talking about. It is what it is. He's really like just solidifying the type of rapper he is, and he follows through very nicely. He gets the chorus. I may not even win a Grammy, but I'm taking care of me and my family, and that's a win to me. Okay, let me open this up. And then the rap album of the year goes to, like, I like how he's using how the Grammys opened up the letters and explain like who wins and who gets next. But he keeps interrupting because he doesn't care about the Grammys. He is doing this for the passion of music and for the love of it. Go into verse 2. I like how he kind of gets honest and goes, how so? I grew up in a single parent household. Pick up the house phone. It's no dial tone. When the cable wasn't out, though, I would watch Tom and Jerry on the floor near a mouse hole. Intro to my life, but outro much different. See them credits rolling down slow. I'd like to thank God. I owe this to you. Thank Dennis for introducing me to the booth. Like, I like how he's being, he's giving us that this is how my life changed. I used to be really probably like dirt poor, broke, as he details it, and then started spitting rhymes, really got good at it, mastered his craft, and now he's got a different life. I escaped holding nines in the projects. Now I'm an artist working on my 9th project. Somebody tell Ninth Wonder I'm the object of rap discussion, why I ain't get the Grammy nod yet. No more lobby pitching, this is host living. This is honest living. Just left the hospital seeing a fan that was in a car collision and met another one with a heart condition. We had a lot of laughs, keeping optimistic. Before I left, we took pics. I told the doctors, get in it. This is real world, not a gram post life turned into a story that my hands wrote. Like, it's really crazy how he's just trying to be this honest dude, going to the hospital, talking to a fan who got into a car collision, another one who had a heart condition, really trying to like connect with his fans, connect with the people. I don't think it's for a publicity stunt. I don't think it's for like good PR or whatnot. I mean, it probably is. It probably helps him, but I think it's genuinely just he's there for the community. He's there for the society. He's doing this for the people. He's not doing this for the rewards. I like it, dude. I like how he wraps up the album with this. I like how he gives us 11 tracks of pure fucking honesty. Actually, 10 tracks, because the first is an intro. 10 tracks of pure honesty. And then on the 11th one, he just ends it on this, like, this is why I know I'm great. This is why I know I'm a good rapper and why I'm in the category I am. But I don't need to be validated by Grammys or rewards or trophies or whatnot. I don't need that. Fuck it. I appreciate that so much. I gave the song a 4.3 on 5. The beat wasn't the best to me. It wasn't something that I really, really enjoyed, but it did fit the song, and it stayed consistent with the project, so it was good. But that kind of wraps up the album review there. Thank you so much for sticking with me this entire way. For me, it's been about 2.5 hours. It's been a really long day. But thank you so much if you guys followed both part 1 and 2. Again, I just want to reiterate, I don't know Joell Ortiz, so please, if you've watched this long and you still have some comments to make, please leave them in the comments, leave them below, let me know what you guys think, what I missed out on, what I said stupid or wrong or whatnot. But keep in mind, this is my very first listen to Joell Ortiz's any type of project that he's ever made. The album itself overall got a 4.24 on 5. I really enjoyed it. I will be going back to it multiple times because I can't believe I slept on this guy for so long. I like the flow. I like the technique. I like the energy he brings to it. I do want to check out some other projects, but it might be a short rotation. This isn't going to be like a project that, I don't think this is going to be like one of my projects of like album of the year or like top 10 albums of 2019 or whatnot. But I will definitely be picking some multiple tracks off this project and really kind of just picking it apart, because there's a lot of things to get from this, a lot of things to gain. Just again, like I said, the technique, the flow style, the way that plays with the syllables. Like, he's not just rapping, he's kind of teaching in a sense. Like, he's kind of just showing people how he really makes it simple to realize how he does it. So I did enjoy the album. It was really great. Again, thank you guys so much if you stayed this long. Shout out to the Patreons: Lindell Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, Chris Prado, Ismail Gadamsi, Jonathan Barnes. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. Oh, and Connie Sparks, not going to forget him. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. Helped us get a new camera, helped us out moving forward with the studio. We got so much more coming. I've got projects in the midst that I'm trying to get a handle on, so there's more stuff coming from Chris Chrome as well. Let me know if you guys are interested, what you're excited for. Hit me up on Twitter, boom, 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 right there. Hit me up on Twitter. You can ask me anything. I'll always love to respond. I am busy with my day job and a lot of other things getting the handle on, but I do try to respond as much as I can. Again, thank you guys for watching so much. This was the 139th episode of the Headspace podcast, Joell Ortiz mixtape project Monday. The album got a 4.2 on 4. I'm just rambling at this point. That is all. Thank you so much. Go check out part 1 if this is just you coming to part 2. You'll probably get a little bit more context of where what we do here on Headspace. And until next week's review, I'm gonna go do some other stuff.